1370 a.m. every Friday at 11 a.m. Hosted by Annie Marie Delgado, president of Trump Team 2020 Florida, and her co-host Ann Vandersteel with SteelTruth.com. We are serving a higher level of excellence, and we are the only program of this type in this market. Don't miss your weekly dose of conservative talk radio. WOCA 11 a.m. Fridays, 96.3 and 1370 a.m.
Pals Ocala Auto Repair fixes all makes and models. Pals makes sure that your vehicle's engine, mechanical, and electrical components are healthy at all times. Pals team would much rather see you drive to their shop for a full checkup than be towed in for a complex repair. Give Pals a call today to schedule your next service appointment. 352-414-2984. What? A nationwide warranty, 36 months or 36,000 miles, whichever comes first? Pals looks forward to servicing you and servicing your vehicle. 352-414-2984.
WOCA, putting the local back into radio.
And you're listening to AM Ocala Live, WOCA, The Source, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. Streaming live, YouTube Live, WOCA, The Source Radio. As we're past the 8 o'clock hour, it's our time for Life South Community Blood Centers. As we got Galen on the phone. Happy Monday, Galen.
Hey, Adam, how are you today, man?
Doing pretty good. We got a little bit of rain yesterday, some more. It was actually a nice, cool, rainy day to make you feel like you didn't have to be anywhere else but inside on the couch watching some TV. And it breaks way for a beautiful, sunshiny, warm weather day today. We're getting into the 80s and maybe into the 90s here for the middle of the week, which I'm ready for.
Well, yeah, I know you love your weather.
That's right.
No, man, yesterday, I went fishing yesterday, so it was a great day.
Yeah. Were they biting? Were they biting pretty good?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just went out to Yankeetown, didn't do much, but kind of fished in the flats. But yeah, it was fun. Any day fishing's a good day.
That's right. That's
Any
right.
day.
Yeah, and I was growing up, it was always that thing. If you got a day just like yesterday where it's not raining too hard, but just sprinkling a little bit, a little overcast, they always said that was an omen that the fish be biting. So yeah, I envy you a little bit, partner. I envy that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a great day fishing, but it was a really good day.
Yeah, that's pretty
So,
good.
yeah, I mean, we caught a couple of keepers, caught a couple of reds that fit into the slot, and it was fun. It was fun. I love fishing, though.
Yeah. Is that is that one of your go-to spots, or is that just kind of like a quick, hey, let's go out for the day kind of thing?
I mean, if I had a boat, that's probably I would go there a lot. I haven't been out to that section of Yankeetown in a long time, so it was fun. It was fun. It's just it's flats fishing, a lot of reds and stuff like that. But it was. I enjoy the heck out of it. So I probably do more deep water fishing now than I do anything.
Yeah.
So it depends on which buddy wants to take me and what kind of boat they have.
Absolutely.
So I have a rule of thumb: never turn down an offer to go fishing.
That's right.
Ever.
That's pretty good. I like that. That's a good rule. That's a great rule.
Yeah. Love it.
And then if it ever comes up where it's like, hey, would you like to go fishing? And the wife's like, hey, listen, we had plans. You're like, hey, babe, listen, like I told you, my rule, never turn down an invitation.
She knows. She knows. I'll whatever it is, I'll go fishing instead. I mean, I was, because she honestly understands how much I love fishing, but I am not a patient human being. I'm just not.
Yeah.
I'm not in any way, shape, or form. But on the water, when I'm fishing, I don't care. As long as I'm out there fishing, I'm that's as relaxed and as zen as I can get. You know what?
So. That's something to be said, partner. Because I'm going to say it right there. I get to a point too where I'm not as patient. And when it comes to the idea of fishing, maybe that's why I put it off a little bit more when I've had more opportunities to go. Just because I always think about, I sit around and wait for the fish to bite. Yeah, there's something else I could be doing. But that's the point of it, is if you do go, like you said, it's that moment where it's like, you're in the moment. There's no worrying about what the hell you got to do later or what you're out fishing. that's it. Like you said, that's the moment to just, like you said, get a little zen. So if anything, man, that's probably the best thing you could do right now.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, there's not, I when I play golf, to me, it's a sport.
Yeah.
So therefore, I'm going to compete and I'm going to do the best I can. And sometimes I grind,
Yeah.
and it's not relaxing. Golf has never been relaxing to me since I was 9. Maybe 8. My first tournament was when I was 7. So maybe since I was 7. But I just don't, it's not something I do and say, oh, okay, I'm going to go have a relaxing round of golf. That doesn't exist. So, yeah.
Now, we do have a caller on the line. Thanks for holding there, caller. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, guys. Galen, I would like to know, a person on 2 different blood thinners, plus they have to take a baby aspirin a day, can they donate blood?
No. And the reason is because that blood... Go ahead.
What was that? Oh,
The answer is
listen.
no.
Anyway, I didn't get the answer.
I think you say
Okay.
the answer was no in lieu of those of the blood thinners you said there, Galen.
Correct. You can't donate with blood thinners because it stays in your blood, and the last thing somebody who's needing a blood transfusion needs is fewer, platelets and plasma. So that's why we don't allow people with blood thinners to donate. Great question, though.
Yeah.
Baby aspirin's not a problem, but it's the blood thinners.
It's the blood thinners, yeah. And with that being said, too, I think people have good questions like that. Give us a call, because the idea too is right now I know a lot of people are thinking, about the idea to get out there and donate, like we said, in lieu of wanting to help with this. But that's a good question nonetheless. We got another caller. That's Hugh. Good morning. You're on the line.
Yes, good morning, guys. Say, Galen, can mosquitoes spread that virus? You don't hear anything about it. Evidently, probably not, but I've never heard one word spoken about being careful with mosquitoes.
Yeah, the answer to that is no, from what I understand, because of how long it takes. Pot him down for me.
Yeah.
Because of how long it takes to incubate in the body, the life of a mosquito doesn't last as long. Now, I'm not an epidemiologist, so I'm just going based on what I've read. So.
Yeah, that's another good question in lieu of the mosquito. Now, what's funny was I just read an article here, Galen, that, and I think Hugh was trying to call in before the top of the hour, was that there was an article that come out with the strong epidemic or pandemic working through the outbreak in New York, that there was actually a tiger at the New York City's Bronx Zoo that had tested positive for coronavirus.
Sure.
And sure. I think the conversation brought up the idea that, can we get it from animals, which we've been hearing kind of like not really, but it's funny now because actually our animals can get it from us, which is interesting.
Sure. Yeah. Well, again, there's a lot we don't know about it. So, I don't know. I did see the tiger guy. I thought it was kind of funny.
It's a little crazy, right?
So, I actually had somebody said, yeah, we need to, and they're kind of like in my camp where they didn't think it was. They thought it was a big deal, but they didn't think they should have shut down society over it. And then they posted, now this is just gone too far. We need to do something. I'm like, oh, okay. A tiger. Again, you're going to put more talk into a tiger than you are a human being. So, yeah. Congratulations.
Nonetheless, as we're now 15 minutes after the top of the 8 o'clock hour, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors here, Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center. We'd like to thank Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, located at 2700 Southwest 34th Street, as they offered skilled nursing, physical, occupational, and speech therapy. If you have any questions on how they're handling COVID-19, you can give them a call, and they You can give them a call. Call them 352-854-6262. That's 352-854-6262. And, of course, Penn Flooring, family-owned and operated, serving Marion County for over 30-plus years. And every bit of their success is to their unrivaled customer service. Full-service flooring company dedicated to finding the best solution for your flooring needs with commercial and residential experience. 1201 Southwest 17th Street in Ocala, 351-3420. That's 351-3420. And I don't know if you noticed, but during the weekend, Galen, they've been trying to play some sports, and they've been throwing on, I think NBC threw on some old classic NFL football games. I know they were trying to air for the Tampa Bay Rays. I think yesterday they played an April game from last year between your Red Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays, which I watched for a little bit, kind of being a little starved for baseball right now, I got to say. I am. I'm really missing some baseball.
Yeah, they showed the, I think it was on Fox Sports. They showed some of the great postseason and World Series games in baseball over the last, that Fox has aired. And I watched a couple of minutes of that. I watched the Red Sox win the World Series again in 2004. And, it's amazing when and I've seen a lot of the people talk about that game, but when you watch the game, on the broadcast as it unfolded, it takes you back because the pace is different than, say, like the highlight package, right?
Right.
And it was, I was sitting there with my wife because when they won, I was living in Baltimore, and my wife was still here, and I remember I was sitting up in our townhouse that we were renting, all by myself, and when they won it, there was nobody who really that I could share it with. I remember I called my father, and he was crying and all that, but it was just surreal. Because it was again, it's a moment I'll never forget. It was a big moment of my life in the world in 2004. But there was nobody there to share it with.
Yeah.
So that was one of those incidents there. But yeah,
bittersweet.
It's pretty cool. I mean, it's something.
It was a hell of a series. Yeah, better than the Washington.
Well, the Yankees series was fantastic.
Yeah.
The series against the Cardinals in the World Series was, they swept everybody after that.
Mm-hmm.
So, because the Yankees and the Red Sox were the two best teams in the game that year, and it was pretty evident. So,
and
it was it was so much fun to watch.
And
a lot of fun.
And I almost forget. Yeah, that's right. As I just threw it up, Manny Ramirez was considered the MVP of that World Series in 2004. That guy.
I mean, if you look at what he did in that series, my gosh. I mean, the Red Sox don't win without that steroid user. I get that. I understand that. But then again, the Yankees don't win there without A-Rod here. He was a steroid user. So there are no good people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Now, so with that was to break the curse of the Bambino. 86-year period from what they say 1918 to 2004. In 2016, we watched the Chicago Cubs do it in 7 games against the Cleveland Indians. So that leaves the Indians now as the longest drought from
well, you got that going for
a
you.
World Series. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm a little bit starved too, although I wasn't talking them up huge this season, but it's always interesting to see how it plays out. And I guess within their spring training, a few guys were getting healthy that we needed, and it was going to be interesting to see what this season was going to hold. Let me ask you this: if they ended up starting the season here, which I think they were talking about like a June start, right? Or is it July? Something.
June for spring training, and they're talking about making it like no fans, just like just behind the scenes kind of thing, which I think would work. You could do inter scrimmage squads almost, and keep the travel to a minimum. And,
and you could do that
only
now.
Play teams in your town,
right?
Yeah.
And then especially too with where we're at with the pandemic crap, you could see them, being better an idea of what where the end is basically coming for everything.
Sure.
So let me ask you this: if if the season does get started there, say July, then does the team that ends up going to the postseason here and winning the whole thing, is that an asterisk type mark? Is that something that's like, yeah, you won it, but it wasn't a full season? Is there some sadness to knowing that it's not the full season and maybe it's not as deserving as the other World Series title?
That's a great question, and I think the answer is no. I don't think it's not baseball's fault, right? It's not
right. Wasn't like a strike or a league strike or something like that. Yeah,
correct, and therefore you can't hold the game responsible. You know, I don't think there'll be an asterisk. I mean, I think people will make it pretty clear because there's still so many. It'll make baseball more tighter, right? Nobody's going to get out to a 12-game lead, for example.
Yeah, that's true.
Because there's just not enough time. So getting off to a good start is going to be incredibly important.
Yeah.
I'm not a believer in blaming a team for something that they can't control, like coronavirus.
Yeah, I like that point. I like the point that you made that it's not baseball's fault, like we talked about. It's not a league strike or anything like that hinders the season to where they're only playing half of it because of that. Then it is a little something still special because it's going to be looked at. It's going to be remembered for quite some time just because of what took place within the year globally. I think that holds up something. So you'll always be kind of remembered in a way of like, man, 2020, oh yeah, and most of sports was cut out. Oh yeah, and the baseball season didn't get started. Yeah, and I remember who won. It'd be more something kind of standing out like that. But I always wondered if whatever team wins, and I just almost see it as if if my Cleveland Indians were to end up, God blessing, take the World Series title, I could see half of everybody's conversation on ESPN on all them shows pretty much opinionated that it's not as big of a World Series win as some of the other ones just because of the team who won it.
Well, who cares what they think?
I know. And like you said, I think we brought this up before.
I haven't watched an event on ESPN that wasn't sports or live sports.
Yeah.
It had to be live sports.
Yeah.
And probably 5 or 6 years.
And that's a good thing. And I want to tell you that just for a little fun this weekend with them not having any sports and still trying to portray some of these opinionated shows, these roundtable shows, I just wanted to see where they're going, what kind of crap they're going to try to conjure up to have a conversation about. And I watched about 20 minutes of was it First Take or one of the morning shows? It is when they don't have something happening right now with sports, with a specific league or whatever, to talk about and then to dissect every little detail. They are running so hard on empty. They are on fumes trying to talk about certain things. They even brought up to the point where, all right, well, let's move on to basketball. If the NBA season comes back and they do a postseason, what disadvantage would the Lakers have? And I want to know who sits back and just comes up with these stupid topics that they end up roundtabling and discussing to the point where they get so meticulous with their details of it that you realize this has no point. It's usually just like, I know it's probably most sports talk, but it just feels like they come up with this crap from completely thin air and then they drive it so hard down your throat about what they feel because they feel that they're the expert. And you know what, partner? I don't blame you for not having watched it for years. Unless, like you said, it's a live event that's happening on the network. There's no point to watch it. And I wouldn't be surprised if, after all this is said and done, they cut a lot of those shows back. I'd like to hope they would, which they probably won't. They'll probably go the other way. I don't know.
Well, you got to realize. I mean, that's their people's livelihood and their job. They're trying to do it to the best of their ability.
Which they are.
I don't blame them for making up stuff.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, that's Their job is to get people to watch them.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes. And, their ratings on those shows have been going down for years before this.
Yeah, that's true.
Just like a lot of news, right? Because news in general is going down unless it's opinionated.
Yeah.
So and people are there to watch and entertain, and they want to see Stephen A. Smith,
exactly,
whoever get all fired up, and so if they have to make it up, they make it up. I don't blame them for doing the best they can during all this. That doesn't bother me at all. I mean, it really doesn't. There's a lot of people who are doing that right now. So.
Yeah, I'm doing it here in this morning show.
Well, yeah, I mean, that doesn't bother me. I mean, it really doesn't. I mean, I mean, you haven't watched Creed, so
no, it's coming.
You don't care about it that much.
No, it's coming. I got it. I got to watch it today, buddy. Picked it up.
What do you mean? Where did you get it from?
I got the YouTube app now on my Xbox, so I can play it through my I can rent it and play it through the main TV. The watching it on my phone. Oh. So I'll be watching it.
You weren't able to rent movies before that?
No, I had to get it set up. Got it set up this weekend.
Oh,
I've got an old Xbox. I've got something that goes back to 2008 Xbox 360.
Wow.
Yeah. Playing it
so
old
how do you watch ESPN?
Well, we have the cable box through the apartment.
All right, you can't rent movies through the cable box?
Not with the way it's set up through that. It's a little different, and it's not as
rough in the '80s. The way you're living.
yeah, it feels like that a little bit.
I mean, the '80s were great, except for technology's a lot better now.
Yeah, we did watch this weekend the movie Knives Out. Did you ever see that one?
Great movie. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
that was
a lot of fun.
That was done very well with the idea of, because I was wondering, I knew the premise of the idea, but when they actually kind of gave you who did it, and then you kind of had to put yourself in her shoes of whether or not you would do the same decisions when it's asked upon you. I thought that was fun. We watched that yesterday. That was a pretty good flick.
Yeah, a little ethical question at the end.
Yeah. But that's pretty good. I think I saw it coming. Who I thought did it, but I didn't see it in that style. So that was worth it. So we got one of those movies knocked out. That was pretty good. That's been on the list for a few weeks. So yeah, and Creed's next. Creed's in the QUE.
All right. Well, we'll see.
Awesome.
See if you can come through.
Awesome, buddy. As we round out this segment here, partner, what'd you guys come up with then for the week? I know you're going to be working from home for a few days. In lieu of the blood supply and everything that's going on, what do you got for our listeners?
You know, call us at 622-3544. You know, our issues is we don't have many places to take the bloodmobile, and blood usage is way down. So what we need from everyone is just to make an appointment and make an appointment to give platelets, because platelet usage is about the same as it was, because platelets go predominantly to cancer patients and to an occasional trauma patient. So please just get out there, give the gift of life, and please donate blood.
Absolutely, partner, absolutely. And as we make our way here towards the bottom, hopefully I'll be able to get that knocked out for you tomorrow, and we'll have some good subject matters to tell our listeners to stay tuned.
You know, we'll see what your commitment to the show is. I've been talking about it for 10 days now.
10? Has it been 10?
You know, yeah.
Yeah,
probably more.
7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's right. It's 10. Look at you, man. You're on it.
There you go.
You're there you on it. Awesome. Well, appreciate, partner. You have a good rest of the day, brother. Enjoy the sunshine. Be well.
All right, man. Thanks, Adam.
You got it, buddy. So there you go, Life South Community Blood Centers with our friend Galen. And we want to shout out to Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center. I want to thank Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center at 2700 Southwest 34th Street. They offer skilled nursing, physical, occupational, and speech therapy. Any questions on how they're handling COVID-19, give them a call, 352-854-6262. And, of course, Penn Flooring, family-owned and operated, serving Marion County for over 30-plus years. For all of your solutions to flooring needs, experiencing both commercial and residential. 1201 Southwest 17th Street in Ocala, 351-3420. We're going to take our break, and we come back. We'll be doing a little bit of news bits. You're listening to WOCA Ocala.
News. I'm Chris Foster. More than 9,600 people have died now with the new coronavirus in the U.S., and Surgeon General Dr. Jerome Adams tells Fox News Sunday,
"This is going to be the hardest and the saddest week of most Americans' lives, quite frankly. This is going to be our Pearl Harbor moment, our 9/11 moment, only it's not going to be localized. It's going to be happening all over the country."
The British Prime Minister Boris Johnson's hospitalized.
Johnson is reportedly also displaying some mild symptoms of COVID-19 after being diagnosed more than 10 days ago. The 55-year-old is in stable condition, according to Downing Street, and the hospitalization is simply a precautionary measure.
Fox's Trey Yingst. The outgoing Intelligence Community Inspector General Mark Atkinson says in a statement he believes President Trump is firing him for carrying out his legal obligations. He'd forwarded a whistleblower complaint about the president's conversation with Ukraine's president. America's listening to Fox News.
There will be parties again soon, and family gatherings. There'll be parades and sporting events and concerts. To help our communities when they come back together, respond to the 2020 census now. Spend a few minutes online today to impact the next 10 years of healthcare, infrastructure, and education. Respond online today to make America's tomorrow brighter. Shape your future. Start here at 2020census.gov. Paid for by U.S. Census Bureau.
If you're a pro, Lowe's knows how hard you work every day. So it's important that others are working hard for you. We're here to help with the supplies you need to make critical repairs and the products your customers need to keep their homes safe and healthy during this important time. From our convenient curbside loading to spring savings on the products you need most, our focus is to help keep your business moving forward. Lowe's is pro-ready, and we thank you for all you do.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Folks, Bob Wines has been deemed an essential business and is open daily from 9 to 4:30. Bob Wines Camellia Gardens, yes, we make it more convenient than ever by providing curbside service for your purchases. Just check out the ad or go to bobwinescamelliagardens.net. Call and tell us what you'd like, and we'll deliver it to you curbside from our huge 5-acre garden on Southeast 38th Street in Ocala. This week, Bob has Easy Care, Knockout and Drift Roses from just $19.95. A huge selection of citrus trees starting at just $59.99, and you get a free bag of fertilizer. Also on BOGO, blueberry bushes. Buy one, get one free. So hurry on up to Bob Wines Camellia Gardens on Southeast 38th Street in Ocala. Don't hunker down. Come on down to the bright and airy 5-acre garden on Southeast 38th Street. Bob Wines Camellia Gardens, in the same blooming place since 1952.
I'm Jan from Palm Garden. The well-being and safety of our residents is our top priority and at the heart of every decision we make. There are no visitors permitted in our center, but family members are encouraged to reach out by phone or Skype, Facebook or FaceTime. Everyone is screened daily and wears a mask. New guests are tested and quarantined for 14 days. The response to these measures has been overwhelmingly positive. Thank you for your support and partnership. We are Palm Garden.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America. WOCA.
After a passing morning shower, we will see a blend of clouds and sun for today. High 79 to 81. Partly cloudy night. Low tonight 63 to 69. For tomorrow, warmer with partial sunshine. High 86 to 89. Tuesday night, mainly clear with a low 64 to 68. Wednesday, Clouds and sun, high 89 to 93. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Kevin Snyder.
We are proud to announce the Conservative Watch Hour on WOCA 96.3 FM and 1370 AM every Friday at 11 a.m. Hosted by Annie Marie Delgado, president of Trump Team 2020 Florida, and her co-host Ann Vandersteel with SteelTruth.com. We are serving a higher level of excellence, and we are the only program of this type in this market. Don't miss your weekly dose of conservative talk radio. WOCA 11 a.m. Fridays, 96.3 and 1370 a.m.
Ocala, quick minute news. At least 221 people in Florida are dead from the coronavirus. The Department of Health says there are now more than 12,000 cases. Another death on a cruise ship is being blamed on the coronavirus. A person on board the Coral Princess died this weekend at a hospital in Halle. The coronavirus has many thinking about their finances. For the growing number of Floridians finding themselves out of work, they're trying to figure out how to pay bills that keep coming in.
The good news is that if you work with your lenders, there are crisis response programs with Experian and the credit reporting companies and lenders. They'll protect that credit history.
Experian's Rod Griffin says people who claim forbearance will be able to delay payments for weeks and possibly months. For your Ocala Quick Minute News, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Pals Ocala Auto Repair fixes all makes and models. Pals makes sure that your vehicle's engine, mechanical, and electrical components are healthy at all times. Pals team would much rather see you drive to their shop for a full checkup than be towed in for a complex repair. Give Pals a call today to schedule your next service appointment. 352-414-2984. What? A nationwide warranty, 36 months or 36,000 miles, whichever comes first? Pals looks forward to servicing you and servicing your vehicle. 352-414-2984.
WOCA, putting the local back into radio.
And you're listening to AM Ocala Live, WOCA, The Source. Happy Monday, everybody. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. As we are now 20 minutes before the top of the 9 o'clock hour, as it is time for news bits of news that you can chew. As we just finished up our segment with Galen, Life South Community Blood Centers, it's now time for news bits. As many of you are wondering about the financial expectations coming from the stimulus bill that was signed there, 2 weeks ago now, and the idea of when we could start seeing those funds come to fruition is a big question mark hanging out there nonetheless for a lot of people. As it's said here, that when are the stimulus checks coming from the IRS, deposit date, and some of the details explained. It says the Internal Revenue Service, or the IRS, will start directly depositing the economic impact payment, the otherwise known as the stimulus check, directly into Americans' accounts for mid-April. They say around the 15th. It says these first direct deposits will go to Americans who filed tax returns in the past 2 years and whose payments details are already on record. For those who have not filed tax returns recently, the Treasury said it was developing in the, quote, coming weeks, a web-based portal to allow these people to provide their bank details and receive immediately the economic impact payment rather than waiting for checks in the mail. This week, TurboTax launched a free tool in partnership with the IRS that allows Americans who are not required to file a tax return to register their details with the IRS to receive economic impact payment directly into their accounts. It says anyone else will have to wait for their paper check. The Washington Post reported that checks for lower income individuals will be prioritized and mailed first, citing an internal IRS plan circulating eternally. The IRS will reportedly start mailing checks out to those unable to receive the economic impact payment directly or digitally from April 24th. It says, but some may not arrive until September. As the Treasury said, Social Security recipients who do not usually have to file a tax return to the IRS will receive their economic impact payments directly and automatically into their accounts. It says Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin said Social Security recipients will get their stimulus payments very quickly, quote, after the first IRS deposits are made in April, and in lieu of that was around April 15th, the middle of April. It says here, quote, the vast majority of people do not need to take any action. The IRS will be calculating and automatically sending the economic impact payment to those eligible. The IRS states, it says these economic impact payments were introduced under the $2 trillion stimulus package recently passed by Congress to help Americans and the economy through the worst of this coronavirus pandemic, which appears to be or have triggered a deep recession. It says in the past 2 weeks, there have been nearly 10 million new unemployment claims as an unprecedented spike in joblessness. It says the economic impact payments are worth up to $1,200 for individuals, $2,400 for married couples, and $500 for each qualifying child. According to the IRS, quote, tax filers with adjusted gross income up to $75,000 for individuals and up to $150,000 for married couples filing joint returns will receive the full payment. It says for filers with income above those amounts, the payment amount is reduced by $5 for each $100 above the $75,000 to the $150,000 thresholds. Single filers with incomes exceeding $99,000 or $198,000 for joint filers with no children and are not eligible. Social Security recipients and railroad retirees who are otherwise not required to file a tax return are also eligible and will not be required to file a return. So there you go. So is the idea of when a lot of people are wondering when we're going to get the expectations of the stimulus check, or as they put it, the economic impact payment. Economic impact payment is going to be directly deposited for most Americans beginning mid-April, around April 15th, which can't come soon enough. I know some people are beginning this week, as we say it's going to be, as they're talking about in the news media at least, as being one of the tougher weeks to get through in lieu of coronavirus, of seeing the numbers continually go up and the numbers in deaths go up, to get through this, to, like we say, flatten the curve, personal responsibility, and everything else have you, that it won't be maybe until next week, which is the 15th, it's next Wednesday, to start seeing those economic impact payments of the government stimulus check coming in for those with filed taxes direct deposit, or when they would see the checks actually starting to be mailed out after the 24th. Like we said, now it's coming up to, in the numbers, nearing 10 million filed for unemployment or that have filed as jobless right now in lieu of the pandemic. And what we're going through, too, with the economy is the recession of, or the downturn that is, as they said, turned into something of a recession. That hopefully this will help break that up a little bit, but we won't see that be coming until next week. Now, for some people asking, can you track your government stimulus check? It says rebates appropriated by the United States Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security, or the CARES Act, will be administered to eligible individuals starting 3 weeks from now, as this was posted April 1st. The Treasury Department, the Internal Revenue Service, the IRS, released an announcement on last Monday detailing the payment process, which stated that checks will be distributed automatically with no action required by most people. Late Wednesday, the Treasury Department and the IRS issued a new statement with updates for the instructions for Social Security beneficiaries who do not usually file tax returns, saying those individuals do not need to file an abridged tax form for them to receive their payments. This amended the agency's original guidelines, which along with the legislation itself provided additional steps for others who did not file tax returns in 2018 or 2019, and anyone who issued a check but did not receive it. It also clarified that the particular payment sums differ with individuals and when, how, and which they can receive. So as mentioned before, as outlined, that it stated that individuals could receive up as much as $1,200, and married couples $2,400, and then $500 per child. It says that when will they arrive? They're assuming that it would be the middle of April, and they said here, unlike it says here, such notice shall indicate the method by which such payment was made, the amount of such payment, and a phone number for the appropriate point of contact at the Internal Revenue Service to report any failure to receive such payment, it explained. Unlike its digital tracking module for federal tax return, the IRS has not indicated that the stimulus check recipients will be able to monitor the status of their payment deliveries online, as they were wondering if it could. In Monday's announcement stipulated that the majority of the stimulus payments would be dispensed through direct deposits. The IRS stated that it would issue the checks to bank accounts attached to the recipient's most recent tax returns and introduced plans to develop a web-based portal for individuals to provide their banking information to the IRS online, if they have not already established a channel for direct deposit with the Bureau. The release said that the portal would become available in coming weeks, along with more specific information about tax filings for groups typically exempt. And for those without bank accounts, acquiring a stimulus check would be more complicated, as Time acknowledged in the report on Tuesday that nothing that stimulus payments distributed amid the 2008 recession did not reach taxpayers without direct deposit until months after the checks were issued. The IRS did not offer guidance on this in its announcements, though it stated more information about the stimulus aid that will be shared on their websites as more information becomes available. So there you go there, as far as not being really able to check or keep up on the status of the payment like you would your federal tax return. But for those who do have direct deposit and had filed already for 2018 and 2019, probably get it quicker than most as it goes. It says here, moving on with some news bits, as this one was interesting here. It says panic buying for coronavirus affects and is affecting diabetes patients, as they cannot find certain things such as rubbing alcohol. It says while the masses hunt for toilet paper, Caroline Gregory and other people with diabetes are on a different mission, scouring stores for the rubbing alcohol or alcohol swabs needed to manage their disease. It says here, Gregory stopped in Charlie C's Dollar General and Harris Teeter in Fayetteville, North Carolina, in the pursuit of the vital component for her medicine routine. Quote, we're all supposed to be staying at home, and I'm going out to 10 different stores, says Gregory, 33, whose diabetes could heighten her risk for COVID-19 complications. That's also not safe. It says rubbing alcohol and alcohol swabs or wipes are the latest products swept up by the nation's demand for anything and everything seen as a disinfectant against the novel coronavirus by hospitals and average consumers alike. And it says here, Andy Lerman, Vice President of Operations for Hydrox Laboratories, a manufacturer based out of Chicago, said that the majority of the low profit margin medical product his company makes is headed to the hospitals. So we are going through is it faster, as they have in the past, is seen by distributors for 1 or 5 times the amount that they typically do. It says hospitals are wiping down everything all the time with every type of virucide. It says that they have at their disposal. They're making it as fast as they can, and they have more orders than they have capacity to manufacture. Isopropyl alcohol, a primary ingredient in some types of rubbing alcohol, has been touted as a cleaner that neutralizes the coronavirus on everything from kitchen countertops to phones. After the depletion of supplies of hand sanitizer, also seen as a defense against COVID-19, demand exploded to make homemade versions. The Food and Drug Administration of the World Health Organization lists isopropyl alcohol as a critical ingredient in their recommended recipes. For those with diabetes and other chronic medical conditions, the general public's result in panic buying spree has threatened their medical routines, such as when patients use the alcohol swab or rubbing alcohol-soaked cotton ball to disinfect their skin before the injection of insulin. Alternatives such as witch hazel may not have been the same antiviral properties, and the proof of most brands of vodka isn't high enough to be effective. As they say, to be effective, it's got to be greater than 60%. Other compounds, such as hydrogen peroxide and liquid iodine, can be unwieldy for diabetes patients to manage while changing insulin pump sites on the go, Gregory said. And despite the inability to obtain their usual products, people with diabetes need to maintain their blood sugar levels, said Kelly Mueller, Vice President of the Community Impact of the American Diabetes Association, says she encouraged patients to wash their hands and pump sites carefully and let them air dry. In the midst of the coronavirus panic, the problem was compounded by a dearth of antibacterial soap and hand sanitizer to replace the disinfecting swabs or rubbing alcohol needed to prick sites clean. She lives in Orlando, Florida with her 17-year-old son. Matthew has type 1 diabetes. Quote, I am worried for the entire type 1 diabetic community. There's a cesspool of infections waiting to happen. Any potential infection is a strain of an overabundant healthcare system. She's trying to ward off that fate from Matthew with a stash of 100 alcohol wipes from a friend as they use 3 a day with Matthew's insulin pump. Crazy nonetheless. As the supplies for it dwindle and such, in that instant, as it comes through. As mentioned here with some of the weather, as we take another side note, moving on with news bits of news. As we were mentioning a lot with the weather is how beautiful it was the start of the weekend there, Friday and Saturday, and then we had a nice April shower rainfall yesterday with some cooler temperatures and some much-needed rain that fell yesterday for the majority of the day. Cleared out for today to give us something near 80, and we could see ourselves getting closer to 90 in the middle of the week. As April showers predict storms in the forecast, as this was mentioned yesterday, it says Ocala's weather forecast shows a chance of showers Wednesday, with rain more likely Friday and Saturday. It says rain has returned to the forecast for north central Florida, which is a good thing. Precipitation might make an appearance on Wednesday, as they say that there's a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms according to the National Weather Service. However, forecasters say rain chances are high come next Friday and Saturday, as where the idea of Friday and Saturday now have a chance of showers and thunderstorms, with now highs getting near the upper 80s into the 90s, which is going to bring a 30 to 40% and even 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms moving through the weekend. So now we've kind of seen the trend change a little bit in lieu of the weather, which we were kind of coming through with the pretty much predictable every 7-day type frontal bounds that come through to give us the cooler weather, although that's changing where we can see more of that warm, moist air kind of moving up, which we can see ourselves getting a closer opportunity for more showers and storms, although we are entering more close of a drier season. So take what rain we can get now, knowing that May will become more dry nonetheless. Moving on here, coronavirus is closing more daycares as child care providers worry that they may never reopen. As this was posted up yesterday, it says here, the story about child care services. It's a nonprofit independent news organization focused on the equality and innovation of education. It says here, Mary Lou Beaver loves her job. She spent 35 years in career teaching preschoolers, and she directs her own child care center. And the coronavirus could end all of that, perhaps forever. Because of the spread of the virus, they decided March 13th to close the nonprofit center for 2 days following the week for a deep cleaning. And she drove to 6 nearby stores that weekend just to find 3 gallons of bleach, as the child care system already at a breaking point in lieu of. It says, dominated by small business, the county's child care system has long been at a breaking point. Child care is expensive to operate and to provide, yet families are largely left to pay for it themselves while providers eke out a living on meager profits. To make it through the coronavirus era, closures of the economic downturn, providers say they need help. Without it, parents juggling child care with working from home or unable to afford care while they're laid off could find the provider is closed when they return to work. It says little direct help has been offered. The latest relief package of the CARES Act, providing the $3.5 billion for the government subsidy program aimed at the providers who serve low-income families, and $750 million for Head Start, the federal preschool program for families living in poverty. They are robust unemployment benefits to support laid-off workers in all fields. Most children care programs would be eligible for a slice of the $350 billion slated for the forgivable small business loans. But that's available on a first-come, first-served basis. That is not enough specifically for the help of the child care, advocates say. It says conditions in the child care field were tenacious before the pandemic. And that comes from Rhea Evans-Olive, the Chief Executive Officer of the National Association for Education of Young Children. A professional association for children care providers, the economics are fragile in good times. When a crisis like this hits, it's a devastating thing for the child care field. Some Democrats in Congress are pushing to include more direct funding in another relief bill. It says through the new law, it will help healthcare providers, families, and small businesses with more help as needed. And it says they led an effort in the Senate to secure $50 billion specifically for child care industries. That was not included in the $2 trillion plan signed into law by President Donald Trump. And it says parents need child care to go back to work. It says if and when we all go back to work to figure out the new normal, we need to make sure child care businesses are still around because they are essential for America to get back to work. Senior manager at the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and Foundation, where she focuses on the connection between child care and the nation's workforce, which is now a big hanging question mark out there. It says it's been really hard, said by Jennifer Fitzpatrick, an instructional coach in the Washington Public Schools who is working from home. Her toddler's child care center is closed, trying to figure out how not to neglect my daughter and other staff and students, she wrote in the email. She's making child care payments since her center is collecting them and her salary hasn't changed. Her daughter's teacher checks in regularly by phone, and the school sent home sample schedules and ideas for activities. She worries for the school, which has just expanded to a larger facility, will struggle to stay afloat. And those state orders changed day by day. Most governors have not closed all child care facilities and have urged them to stay open. But many parents keep their kids and their child care payments at home, leaving some providers with no choice but to close. And I thought that was interesting because I know that in lieu of what the expectation was for kids to go back to school, which would have been around the 15th, it's now one of those things that it's prolonged again. And with that, I know for the child care industry, it's taking a bigger hit. And some that you may think that you were using to drop your kids off for daycare prior to the pandemic might not exist thereafter. So just something to think about. Crazy. As we make our way here towards the top of the 9 o'clock hour, stay tuned. We'll come back and we'll continue with news bits, and we'll continue some more information to keep conversation rolling. You're listening to WOCA Ocala, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Fox News. I'm Chris Chris Foster. New York City reports more than 3,000 deaths with the new coronavirus, with a slight drop in daily deaths in the state. Governor Andrew Cuomo says it could be a blip. We'll know in a few days.
We could be either very near the apex, or the apex could be a plateau, and we could be on that plateau right now.
Michigan has the third most number of cases after New York and New Jersey. Governor Gretchen Whitmer tells Fox News Sunday,
"We've got hospitals that are already at capacity. We don't have enough personal protection equipment."
The Queen of England with a message for everyone in Great Britain.
Queen Elizabeth describing an increasingly challenging time.
We should take comfort that while we may have more still to endure, better days will return.
With the Queen thanking health workers and others in essential services, and she praised ordinary citizens for obeying stay-at-home orders.
Fox's Simon Owen. America's listening to Fox News.
There will be parties again soon, and family gatherings. There'll be parades and sporting events and concerts. To help our communities when they come back together, respond to the 2020 census now. Spend a few minutes online today to impact the next 10 years of healthcare, infrastructure, and education. Respond online today to make America's tomorrow brighter. Shape your future. Start here at 2020census.gov. Paid for by U.S. Census Bureau.
If you're a pro, Lowe's knows how hard you work every day. So it's important that others are working hard for you. We're here to help with the supplies you need to make critical repairs and the products your customers need to keep their homes safe and healthy during this important time. From our convenient curbside loading to spring savings on the products you need most, our focus is to help keep your business moving forward. Lowe's is pro ready, and we thank you for all you do.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Folks, Bob Wines has been deemed an essential business and is open daily from 9 to 4:30. Bob Wines Camellia Gardens, yes, we make it more convenient than ever by providing curbside service for your purchases. Just check out the ad or go to bobwinescamelliagardens.net. Call and tell us what you'd like, and we'll deliver it to you curbside from our huge 5-acre garden on Southeast 38th Street in Ocala. This week, Bob has Easy Care, Knockout and Drift Roses from just $19.95. A huge selection of citrus trees starting at just $59.99, and you get a free bag of fertilizer. Also on BOGO, blueberry bushes. Buy one, get one free. So hurry on up to Bob Wines Camellia Gardens on Southeast 38th Street in Ocala. Don't hunker down. Come on down to the bright and airy 5-acre garden on Southeast 38th Street. Bob Wines Camellia Gardens, in the same blooming place since 1952.
I'm Jan from Palm Garden. The well-being and safety of our residents is our top priority and at the heart of every decision we make. There are no visitors permitted in our center, but family members are encouraged to reach out by phone or Skype, Facebook or FaceTime. Everyone is screened daily and wears a mask. New guests are tested and quarantined for 14 days. The response to these measures has been overwhelmingly positive. Thank you for your support and partnership. We are Palm Garden.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America. WOCA.
After a passing morning shower, we will see a blend of clouds and sun for today. High 79 to 81. Partly cloudy night. Low tonight 63 to 69. For tomorrow, warmer with partial sunshine. High 86 to 89. Tuesday night, mainly clear with a low 64 to 68. Wednesday, clouds and sun. High 89 to 93. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Kevin Snyder.
We are proud to announce the Conservative Watch Hour on WOCA 96.3 FM and 1370 AM every Friday at 11 a.m. Hosted by Annie Marie Delgado, president of Trump Team 2020 Florida, and her co-host Ann Vandersteel with SteelTruth.com. We are serving a higher level of excellence, and we are the only program of this type in this market. Don't miss your weekly dose of conservative talk radio. WOCA 11 a.m. Fridays, 96.3 and 1370 a.m.
Ocala, quick minute news. At least 221 people in Florida are dead from the coronavirus. The Department of Health says there are now more than 12,000 cases. Another death on a cruise ship is being blamed on the coronavirus. A person on board the Coral Princess died this weekend at a hospital in Halle. The coronavirus has many thinking about their finances. For the growing number of Floridians finding themselves out of work, they're trying to figure out how to pay bills that keep coming in.
The good news is that if you work with your lenders, there are crisis response programs with Experian and the credit reporting companies and lenders. They'll protect that credit history.
Experian's Rod Griffin says people who claim forbearance will be able to delay payments for weeks and possibly months. For your Ocala Quick Minute News, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Pals Ocala Auto Repair fixes all makes and models. Pals makes sure that your vehicle's engine, mechanical, and electrical components are healthy at all times. Pals team would much rather see you drive to their shop for a full checkup than be towed in for a complex repair. Give Pals a call today to schedule your next service appointment. 352-414-2984. What? A nationwide warranty, 36 months or 36,000 miles, whichever comes first? Pals looks forward to servicing you and servicing your vehicle. 352-414-2984.
WOCA, putting the local back into radio.
Are you a medical provider that doesn't like to settle for the same boring scrubs? Scrub Paradise in Ocala has a wide selection of top brand scrubs with embroidery available and the newest medical shoes and accessories. Every medical provider should look as great as the care they provide. Scrub Paradise is just off Easy Street next to Shoe Carnival in Ocala. Stop by today or give them a call at 352-873-4368. That's 352-873-4368.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing and tractor services, including zero-turn mowers for your fence line finish, we also offer rototilling and fence row spraying. We are family-owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm-ready. Powell Gene, Gene, at yahoo.com. 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
Howdy, folks. RL here to tell you about Dairy Queen. Dairy Queen Silver Springs has been serving yummy foods and ice cream made fresh to order for 46 years. Their gift cards are perfect for those you love for any occasion. Our ice cream cakes are awesome. And as far as grilled foods, DQ does it right. From grilled chicken to our famous foot-long chili dogs. So come on down to Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
Hello, I'm Mark Sears with Regency Printing. With over 10 years in the printing business, I know you'll find Regency Printing the place for all your local printing needs. Plus, I have fax services, mailbox rentals, notary service, U.S. mail, pack and ship, all at one convenient location, 2375 Northeast 25th Avenue. Just look for the yellow signs. Regency Printing, 789-6683. That's 789-6683. Regency Printing.
You're listening to AM Ocala Live, WOCA, The Source. Good morning. I'm your host, Adam Mikulin, as we're making our way through this Monday, first full week of April. And in the studio, I got Joe. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning, Adam. How are you today?
Not too bad, not too bad. It was nice.
What a weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
gorgeous weather.
Yeah, and then yesterday
and
it was nice.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, and yesterday it rained, so a lot of people are saying, well, it wasn't as nice yesterday, but it was a nice rain.
The
it
rain
wasn't
cleanses.
The
rain.
You could smell it in the air that it was spring-like, and a lot of the pollen was subdued. And
my grapevine has leaves all over it.
Oh yeah.
Last week it was grapevine, just sitting there. So I went in the yard yesterday. I went, what? And it's all green. All the leaves are coming up.
Yep, nice.
All the grapevine leaves. Yeah. I have sweet grapes that come out. Don't ask me what kind. They're good. That's all. Everybody asks, what kind? One day said I'm going to take and bring them to Carol Ann Baldwin. What kind of grapes are these?
Yeah, she probably knows.
Well, I bought them from Bob Wine's Community Gardens, the nursery. So I could bring it to them and say, hey, what kind of grapes these are that I'm growing? But I waited for the two different types, and it's about 80 foot long, I guess. It's 80 foot long.
Wow.
Approximately 80 foot long.
Yeah.
And you two different kind on either side. And then once they blend in the center, they cross-pollinate. And they grow, and the leaves are, I don't know if you know grapevines. When the grapevines grow, the leaves get very large. And and all the shade and everything.
Yeah.
My plan is to eventually put a bench under there and build a bocce court next to it.
Perfect.
Something like that.
Yeah. That's a great idea. I love that. I could see that, and I could see it because when I was growing up, we had. I was growing up in the city there of Akron in
Ohio.
Yeah. We had our backyard that butted up against another guy's backyard, Mr. Wyatt, and he had grapevines, and I just remember all the summertime when they were popping, just going back there and pulling them. They had really thick skins though with seeds in it, but they were so sweet though. You just work around that. It was real good. So I could picture
I grew up having a grapevine in the yard.
Yeah.
I don't know who grew it. I just remember going there and it was there. It was about 20 foot square.
Yeah.
And my dad used to take care of it. And then remember, I grew up in an apartment building in the middle of the city. And the building was originally a la-di-da building, all right, where the upper crust, and it was one big house, and then they split the house down the center and made it a big, gigantic duplex.
Oh, gotcha.
And on each floor, there was 4 floors, basement and 3 up. Each one had apartments. But the yard was, which is unusual for the city to have a nice yard.
Yeah.
It had a barn in the yard, a 2-story barn, which used to be a horse barn where they used to shoe the horses and the carriages used to come out back in the day.
Way back in the day.
And I remember as a kid finding horseshoes buried and what have you.
Oh, that's pretty neat, yeah.
And
that's good luck, right, if you uncover a buried horseshoe.
That's right. And then when I was young, they had a barn door, the ones that roll. Sideways, the barn doors that roll. I remember that for years it was there. And then it got sided, and then the roof came. They took the second story and cut like a skirt out of it and lowered it and made it a 1-story building.
Yeah.
And it was like a gathering place inside there, and they storage and the stories I can tell. But getting back to the grapevine, every year, I mean, it was cookouts under there. Oh yeah, good memories. Good memories. So I have the grapevine. Mine's long. That's about it's about this wide. So this is about 4 foot wide.
Okay.
About 70 foot long.
70 foot long.
Approximately. Yeah.
And I like that idea. The Italian, and you stick in the bocce ball court right next to it. I like that.
Yeah.
How big is a bocce ball court?
70 foot by 13 foot wide.
Yeah, I was gonna say because it almost spans then the length of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gee, what a coincidence.
Perfect. Perfect.
But what a weekend I had, though. I mean, I was telling you off the air. I came in here on Sunday morning. We ran the Sunday service shows. And then I went to the couple grocery stores. And I went to the big box store, and as I'm getting gas for $1.56.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. But in Tennessee, what happened? They're 99 cents and 89 cents. I've seen.
Yeah, how come we can't get that? Have you wondered that? It's
No,
like,
I know why. Taxes.
Is the taxes are that?
Gas is gas. You're paying taxes.
Because there is more of a demand for it here, even though the demand's fallen. We have more demand in Florida than they do in Tennessee.
Taxes. That's what makes your That's what makes your gas go up. So I went in there, and the big box store's truck was leaving, and I went in there to get toilet tissue, and I see all toilet tissue in the carts. I went to the back where it was, all gone.
All gone.
I mean, it was like, hey, there's toilet tissue. Oh, it's gone.
It's gone. It's gone.
Doesn't take much for the toilet tissue.
Like the greatest magician now is like, watch as I make
everybody
40 pallets of toilet paper
just vanish,
disappear.
Or did you see it was a poker site. They're playing poker. And it's been a weekend. Oh, no. You didn't go there. Yeah. And instead of chips, they're using toilet paper. Yep. Went down to that. It was fun.
That's good stuff. We got a caller. Good morning, WOCA. You're on the air.
Good morning, Joe. Sonny calling.
Hey, Sonny! I remember you.
Yeah. I remember years ago as a kid, we moved into a house in Elmhurst, New York.
Oh.
And next door neighbor, they had a grape arbor, and the grape plants were trained to go over and make an actual covering. And the hottest of summers, you could go back there and it would still feel like 10 degrees cooler than the actual temperature.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And they had a table out there, big table, like a picnic table. And that's where we used to eat, is under the grape arbor.
Yeah, and the bees never bother you? No, you just sit there? Yeah, it was good, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't remember the bees, so I don't remember them. So I guess they didn't bother us.
Yeah, exactly, they don't bother you.
The two families we gather together and either have some wine.
Oh!
That's basically what the arbor was for, was to grow the grapes.
They made the wine, the grapes into wine. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Yeah, they made it. Everything was made in the basement. Unfortunately, we can't enjoy that luxury because we don't have basements.
Not around here. They're very, very far and few in between. Maybe in Claremont, maybe they might have basements there because they have the hills, but around here now.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
But anyway, it was. I still remember that almost like it was yesterday because us kids would be always enjoying everything there.
Cool.
And the nice thing is we all got a taste of wine.
That's what made it.
You could get a taste of wine. A lot of times they would mix it with a little either cream soda or root beer.
Sure, they have to introduce you slowly into the good stuff.
That's how you develop a taste for these things. You wouldn't know a Monet from a Cervellon or whatever the name today, but
very good.
All we had was red wine, white wine, and rosé.
See, I'm learning more and more about Sonny.
Yep.
He's a wine connoisseur. Hey, Sonny, thank you for the call as always.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care. That was cool.
And that's good. I was gonna say, like, it was bringing him back a little bit when it's simpler times and you
gotta
want all this stuff going on.
This was a
It's
city
easy.
in the backyard, and next to this grapevine with this big cherry tree. I'm talking a 30-foot cherry tree.
Oh, wow.
And I used to climb that and pick the cherries, and they were delicious.
Yeah.
On the other side of the yard was another cherry tree, and oh boy, more cherries. Did you know there's two types of cherries? And that one I went, it was sour. That cherry tree was the cherries were for pie. And those cherries would pick, and you make cherry pie with those. The other ones were just, the ice cream kind of thing.
The real tart cherries.
Oh, they were tart. Oh,
they were the ones for the pies and all that.
For the pies. I go, whoa! I said, hey, no.
Yep.
Getting back to the weekend chores. I did finished my grocery shopping. I went to 2 stores, got home, and start putting the things away in my pantry. Hey, you're moving things. And I moved the wrong thing, and this box of spaghetti, the hard, dry spaghetti.
Okay, yeah. Just regular spaghetti?
Yeah, regular spaghetti. Tipped sideways. No big deal. But they all fell out. You hear, and of course, when they fall through the wiring of all the shelves, and you're laughing, and they break, and they're ding, 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 and all the cans are ding, 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 ding. 3 hours later, I cleaned out the whole pantry. Right now in front of the pantry, there's a big pile of spaghetti sticks.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. For 3 hours, you played pickup sticks.
Pickup sticks. Well, what got me, though, I think it was God's way of telling me to clean up, because I got to the bottom on the floor, I cleaned up everything. In the corner was I don't know if you know what a number 10 can is. A diameter about 10 inches round. It's about 12 inches high. It's a big can.
Yeah.
And it was puffed. I mean, it was puffed, ready to go boom. And it had tropical fruit in there.
Yeah.
I used to buy the big cans and open them and put them in the smaller. And it was sitting there ready to go boom. Can you imagine sleeping at night and that thing let loose? Now, and I forgot this morning. I took it out and I put it in my garbage can.
Yeah.
If it goes in the garbage can in the house go boom, boom, it won't make a mess, but it'll still. So I was supposed to take it out and put it in the outside garbage can. I totally forgot it this morning until just now telling you the story. I hope it don't go boom.
How long have you had this can?
Who knows?
Yeah.
I wasn't going to examine it. I grabbed it and put it in the trash can.
Yeah, because you take a moment to look at it. That's just when it's going to...
Yeah. Oh, it's like a grenade. Oh, here it is. Let me look at this. No. Throw it in. But that thing was, I mean, the metal was crimpled all the way around the seam, and it was puffed up. And it was all rusted. How long it was down? Who knew? It was in the corner. It was in the corner. And I said, "Oh, look at this! This is And then I found a lot of broth that's been sitting there, and chicken broth. All right. So it's time to clean it out. So I started looking through. Most of the cans are still in date, but
what you should have done is took it to the backyard and fired a shotgun at it.
A shotgun?
Yeah, you hit it.
A BB gun probably would have
made it, yeah.
Oh,
something simple.
Slingshot.
Yeah, there you go, Dennis the Menace.
Oh, my. That would but the neighbors would have said, what the heck was that? Yeah. I mean, this thing was like, it's like you ever see somebody wear 50 pounds into a 10-pound sack of spandex? That's the way that thing looked.
That's the way that thing looked.
It went, whoa. Oh,
it was coming out of its labels.
Oh, yes, it was coming. Oh, the label was stretched beyond belief. Oh, my gosh. It was. So that was one of my many adventures over the weekend, but...
That's not too bad. Now, you said for your chores, you did some grocery shopping. Did you do anything in the yard with the weather on Saturday? Did you get some yard work done?
No, I didn't.
No?
Well, I've been working on a project that I'm building, and I was intense on that there. So I was working on that. I was going to fix my mailbox Sunday because that was my plans on Sunday. It rained all day, so
it rained. Yeah.
Oh shucks.
Yeah. Yeah. It was such a nice rain yesterday. It gave you the feeling that it was okay to just lay on the couch, veg out, watch television. Had the screen door with the patio door cracked. Oh man,
I didn't even think
it was awesome.
A good day to put the fans in the window and air out the house.
Yep.
Yeah.
Deionizing.
Yeah. Well, between you and Sonny with the fancy words.
And what was it? Saturday.
Yes.
I'm sorry to admit this. This is the first time I've done this in years. I slept till noon.
Well, your body said.
Oh my goodness. And it was one of those feelings.
You didn't have a hangover?
No. It was just one of those feelings where, like, you woke up. It was like 8:30. I checked, and then I fell asleep. It felt like 10 minutes. Oh. Boom! 2 hours went by.
Is it like your body is made of lead?
Yep. That's exactly what it was.
I've had those.
And I haven't done that in years. Years.
Well,
and for a lot of people there, it must be nice. That's what some people say. It must be nice.
Must be nice to be retired.
That's what my girl's saying. It must be nice.
Well, it depends. Now you say retired. Some people are like up at the crack of dawn or before.
Oh, yeah. Most of them are.
And then by 9 o'clock,
yeah,
they're gone. They're sleeping at, or 8:30, whatever. It depends on how you grew up. I grew up as a night owl.
Did you?
11, 12, and I'm still 11, 12, 11, 12, 11, 12.
Yeah.
No matter, I got to get up at 6. That's good, 6 hours. I'm all right. 11 and 12, 11. Very seldom I'll hit the hay by 10. Very
You
seldom.
you seem like the kind of person that it takes a long time to wind down.
Once I wind,
because you're so wound up.
Yeah, well, yeah. So once I hit my head on the pillow, 30 seconds.
Must be nice.
That's the long.
Not at all.
That's the long version.
You know, I gotta contemplate the entire next day's schedules. I gotta circumnavigate time and understand why I'm not sleeping yet, and start counting down the minutes to the hours, and then start thinking about other things. Oh, and then I finally fall asleep.
You know what I do? I put my head on the pillow. I said, it's time to go to.
Man,
and I'm gone.
See,
30 seconds.
And then it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter then if you get 6 hours or not, because if you lay down, you're going to be asleep.
Yeah, usually.
I don't know.
Unless you get that
Start counting
that
down.
2:00 in the morning urge.
Nature.
Yeah, nature calls. I hate that. Don't get old.
Well, it's probably worse to hold it. There's sometimes you wake up in the morning and you feel like you've been beat up in a fight because
you
it's.
get up and you're gurgling and you didn't gurgle anything.
Hey, we got a caller. Good morning, Hugh. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, you knew the number, huh?
Yeah.
Right. Say, for most of my life, working life, I worked night shift, second shift. Always got home around 10:30, 11 o'clock. Johnny Carson every night, and then maybe a movie after that. Would get to bed usually around 2:30, 2:30, and always sleep till 10 or 11 o'clock, sometimes noon. And now that I'm retired for all these years, my whole body has just changed. I get up at 6 o'clock whether I like it or not. It's just like a bomb went off inside of me. At 6 o'clock, it's time to get up, and I'm up, and that's it.
That's good.
Yeah, see, that's interesting.
I got up at 6 this morning, so I was like,
yeah,
okay, I'm up. The alarm was set for 7. I got up at 6. I just get up.
Yeah, for me, I got up to use the bathroom at about 2:45, and I was starting to count down already. It's like the alarm's going to go off at 4:55.
Oh, I hate that. Oh, yeah, you get up and you look at the clock.
Yeah.
The dogs appreciate me getting up at 6 because they got to go out and do their thing, so we're all kind of all together at 6 o'clock in the morning, and that's it.
Too much information there, fella. Come on now. I hope you use the bathroom inside, not outside of you. That's okay then.
Okay, guys, thank you.
You got it. You appreciate it, buddy. Oh, good stuff.
We all go out. No, you don't all go out. You use the dogs. You go on the inside. You.
Damn.
Yeah, I hope so. You never know.
Never know.
Tree's a tree, right?
Tree's a tree. As we just read this morning, that in lieu of him mentioning the dogs and stuff, that there's actually a tiger at the New York City Zoo in the Bronx that has been diagnosed with the coronavirus.
No.
Yeah. They're saying that.
I thought animals were immune.
There were 7 animals, tigers and lions, that are ill, but they thought, let's be safe and sorry and test one of them and come up that actually has the coronavirus, although they're all doing fairly well. But they're starting to find out that now animals can get it from humans. It's been the other way where we're like, we really can't get it from the animals, but the animals can get it from us. Isn't that crazy?
That is, this virus has been.
It's just something else.
There's a lot of speculation about this virus and where it started and how it started, so forth and so on.
Yeah.
And that's another hour.
Yeah. That's
we're coming to the bottom
that's
of the
AM
hour.
coast to coast conspiracy night type stuff.
World
that's
to
true.
world kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're making our way towards the bottom of the 9 o'clock hour here, just chatting with Joe a little bit to see how his weekend went. Well, we have Lena in the studio. We'll be from Hires Paxley.
Snuck in.
When we come back, we'll be talking with her about what the community's done for the week to continue on with COVID-19.
That's called the rose between two thorns, you see.
Oh, man.
Poor Adam. I put him up against that. Why did he say that? Anyway, because it's me.
That's right.
And it's me. That's why I do things like that. And I drive everybody crazier than I am. But now everybody knows what we've done over the weekend. I hope everyone's weekend went well. It's Monday.
And
it's a different. The roads still have a lot of cars on it.
Yeah.
For stay home.
Go.
They're still flying by me like I'm standing still. But you know what I've noticed is the police officers are just sitting in the middle of the road now waiting. Come on.
Yeah.
And I seen a clip. I seen a clip yesterday from the
they still got
highway
to fill.
On I-95. I think it was cars coming into Florida. It's backed up as far as the eye can see.
Is that right?
They're checking them coming into Florida. the plates
Yeah.
and everything. So
Crazy. As we come to the bottom of the 9 o'clock hour, I'm going to take our break. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, WOCA Ocala, The Source. We'll be back right after this.